Like the video and subscribe right now, and this doggo will teach you how to relax. Kids at German soccer game living their best lives. Europeans. Americans are so stupid. Also Europeans. America. 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 US Army. You have been drafted. Me. Germany. It is normal to bathe with friends. Time to move to Germany. Crusaders. School shooting or something. I don't know, I live in Europe. When you get bitten by a potentially dangerous genetically engineered spider and feel sick, but you have no health insurance, so you just go to bed. During the Cold War, the US seriously considered dropping an atomic bomb on the moon to show off its military superiority. This is America. Aliens deciding where to land on Earth. Europe versus USA. Hey Europe. Soccer. America now. America if rioters raided Area 51 instead of targets. Doctor tested my blood and there was no DNA but only USA. Christopher Columbus returns from America. He has syphilis. The natives didn't have it. The only other animal to have syphilis at that time were llamas. When Americans say that it is 30 degrees outside, what I think they mean. What they really mean. A rat. 1/3 of Europe. Europeans, who Americans are so racist. Also Europeans for 500 years when someone is a different type of Christian. Oil floats on water. 1. Wait for it to rain. 2. Cover yourself in oil. 3. Get kidnapped by America. I feel bad for you. I don't think about you at all. British people when they go to almost any other country. Who would have thought, after all these years, I'd return to the scene of my greatest military disgrace, as a tourist. Pilot, we will be landing in New York shortly. It is currently 90 degrees. Europeans on the plane, confused screaming. Girls explaining why she only dates 6 feet men. That one not a cool at 5 feet 11. Me a European wondering how people can get 5.11 meters and 6 meters tall. How the American government sees 18-year-olds when there is a war, when they drink. Europeans calling Americans stupid for not being able to name half of the countries in Europe. Europeans not being able to name half of the US states. How Europeans see Americans. I've gotta embrace the flag. I've gotta sniff the flag. I've gotta lick the flag. I've gotta wash the flag. I've gotta date the flag. I've gotta be the flag. Public transport in my country. Public transport in European countries. How Europeans measure people. How Americans measure people. Most expensive overnight stay in Europe. Most expensive overnight stay in America. Americans naming cities. Europe. New. City name. Western Europe. Eastern Europe. Religion arguments in USA versus in Europe. How Europeans think American back to school sales look. Armed suspect robs convenience store, gets shot by every customer inside. Wealthiest nation ever. $15 an hour will destroy us. Book of Facts. The metric system should be used as a standard everywhere. Europeans exist. 14th century rats. So we are fine, as long as nobody attacks America. Questions? Europeans. The same Europeans during a football match. What Americans use to build their houses with? What Europeans use to build their houses with? $3.50 for gas. Crazy. You know, $5.80 is normal for us. Americans talking about other Americans that live in an almost identical state that is a 28-minute drive away. Savages. Savages. Barely even human. Europeans talking about other Europeans that live in an almost identical country that is a 28-minute drive away. Savages. Savages. Barely even human. There's a burglar in our house. Europeans. Americans. Oh my, look at the time. It's Glock o'clock. Girl, I'm only dating 6 feet plus guys. Me calculating how many meters it is. Cops in Europe. Meanwhile in US, Miami-Dade police officer shoots UPS driver. Miami-Dade police officer shoots jewelry thief. Miami-Dade police officer shoots guy driving home. EU then. Art, science, reforms. EU now. Send more refugees for our women please. We are gay. American people be like, thank God. France was just a dream. All continents. Start with A. Europe. E. Me, I'd kill for a cheap way to travel the world. The US military. You will? List of discriminated groups in America. List of discriminated groups in Europe. Hey, ever driven 120 miles per hour before? 193 kilometers per hour. Germans. Girl, I only date 6 feet guys. Me, an European who only has 2 feet. Brothers and sisters are natural enemies. Like the UK and America. Or China and America. Or Mexico and America. Or America and America. Damn America. They ruined America. Traveling Europeans going through 6 countries in 30 minutes. Karen explaining why I should speak English in America properly and that I should learn to spell. Me waiting to tell her I'm from England speaking with a Yorkshire accent and spelling things the way they were intended. World War. Exist. Describe world history in a few words. Knock knock. It's Europe. Halloween in the USA. Halloween in Europe. A pumpkin. Europe. I'm in my 30s and I don't have a car. We don't care. Get the bus. USA. I'm in my 30s and I don't have a car. If you speak to us again we will call the police. English native speakers complaining about gendered words. Most of Europe speaking at least 2 languages. Me after not seeing any weird American news in a while. Da duck they doing over there. Being a trilingual in Europe. Being a trilingual in America. Point of view. You have moved to the US. What's happening to me? I'm becoming so fat. Puff. I can hardly run. Mr. Beast, the only way you can watch this video is by buying a Feastables product in the next 30 days. Europe. When you challenge someone to a fight, but don't mention what kind of fight it would be. How I see Europe as European. Losing pounds in the UK. Losing pounds in the US. What America looks like everywhere. The look. Now this is what America looks like when you stop off the highway at some shitty area because you gotta piss and maybe get a hot and spicy from McDonald's. You don't go here, you wind up here. I was going to scroll past, but the accuracy of that statement is astounding. If you were elected to manage a private city, what would be your policy on guns? Heavily restricted 6%. Moderate restrictions 14%. Minimal restrictions 29%. RPGs for sale at Walmart 51%. American hospitals when a patient dies. American hospitals realizing the patient can't pay since he's dead. Europeans making fun of American racism. Europeans when you mention Jews and Gypsies. Europe. Europe in American movies. Policeman approaching you in Europe. Policeman approaching you in USA. Literally no one. European maps. Wank. Kissing. Ducking. Wedding. Petting. Your next task is to name a country. Americans. USA in movies. USA in real life. The American diet contains too many oily products. America invades America. America's ancestors leaving Europe for a better life. Their descendants moving back for the same reason. No. America is so much better than Europe. USA is number one in everything. We have working McDonald's ice cream machines here in Europe. America was discovered by Christopher Columbus. America was discovered by Leif Erikson. America was discovered by the natives. The US, like every other country, has flaws. Europeans, you guys don't have healthcare. 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 You guys deserve to lose. Your fans suck. Your team cheats. We hate you. This isn't about football, is it? That's South America. This is North America. Why the duck is this also called America? How I, an American, see Europe. Weird language. Beans on toast. Beans on toast too. L. Colonists. Spain. French. Happy. Drowning. Lost World Wars plus was split plus ratio. Was USSR. Chaos. Warzone. Vodka plus invading Ukraine plus USSR Junior. Balkan couples be like. Sending your kids to school in America be like. Here's an apple. And a gun. Don't talk to strangers. Shoot them. Americans. Europeans. Canadians. I love how children's icons from Europe tell you so much about their respective countries of origin. Germany. A depressed loaf of bread. Denmark. A man in a swimsuit with a giant, prehensile penis. The UK. This ducking godless monstrosity. Me when the world gets attacked by aliens. I live in Europe. Soccer. It's like football, but it's not. America. Africa. Asia. Australia. Antarctica. Europe. Europe. Waking up naturally. Waking up due to alarm clock. Waking up due to noisy family members. Waking up due to gunshots. How Americans see Europe. It's too far away, we can't. One large drink please. America. Europe. Nobody. English people's last words in the 1300s. Oh shit, a rat. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. 100 degrees Celsius. If 16 and 17-year-olds cannot vote, but still get taxed, isn't that taxation without representation? Me. Posts late at night. Europeans. What is so important, Burger Boy? Featured comment. Trent Ryan 27. CEO. There is just one button on the sub. The button. Implode.